The financial crisis highlighted the weakness of the financial markets. This crisis has revealed an asymmetry between financial globalization, EU financial integration, and national supervision. The Economic Affairs Committee debated the Financial Supervisor Package, a set of legislative measures designed to improve the system of oversight of implementation of financial market rules in the European Union. Despite the Financial Service Action Plan launched in 2001, aiming to build a real level of playing field for financial products in the Union, European financial markets have not been able to avoid contagion, risks, opacity and complexity of the whole system. Since the launch of the Action Plan, the European Parliament has tried to play a key role in constructing a single market for financial services, promoting harmonization, transparency and fair competition, protecting investors and consumers at the same time. The current financial crisis has brought to light the lack of adequate financial regulation and the weakness of the market supervisory mechanisms, said Jean-Paul Gauzès, coordinator of the EPP Group's positions on all the dossiers within the legislative package.
It's not very easy to coordinate 27 national economic policies, but I think it's necessary. The crisis shows that a state-by-state reaction would not be a very effective one, and, of course, the European budget is limited, but coordination, pooling resources, would give more weight to efforts necessary for getting out of the crisis.
According to Mr. Gauzès, there are two choices here: increased power for national supervisory authorities or for European supervisory authorities, more protectionism or more internal market.
We want pragmatic, effective and intelligent European supervision that doesn't disregard the national level but clearly defines the powers of the supervisory authority. It's the interpretation and implementation of rules above all that falls to the national supervisors. The execution, the monitoring of financial services providers should be carried out by the national authorities in coordination with the European authority.
Relève plus spécialement des autorités nationales en coordination avec l'autorité européenne.
Parliament's reports also propose the creation of a European fund financed by the contributions from the financial institutions to protect the depositors and to rescue institutions in difficulty where their bankruptcy could ruin the entire system, said José Manuel Margallo.
The same rules and the same supervisory practice will be applied in the Union as a whole. And then to respond, to answer the question, who will pay if this institution, who is supervised by the European authority, fail? I am thinking in a kind of European fund, pre-financed by the institution themselves, who could be used for the guarantee of depositor and for the rescue of those institutions which fail could trigger the collapse of the system as a whole. This fund, if these resources were not sufficient, will be allowed to go to the market and to ask for money, in indebtedness. And in the third level, as the last resort, if we really believe that we have to do something else because of the risk of this institution, that would be for the state to come along, as they have already did, but agreeing on the basis of a memorandum previously agreed.
In a debate in the plenary session relative to the outcome of last week's European summit, the chairman of the EPP Group underlined the importance of economic governance and budgetary coordination between the member states.
Certes, on parle beaucoup, on parle de gouvernement économique.
It's true, we talk a lot. We talk of economic governance, we also talk of monetary governance. But we could simplify things and certainly make them more efficient by developing and implementing real budgetary coordination between Eurozone members. The ex-French Prime Minister Edouard Balladur has himself just recognized the need to waiver sovereignty in new areas and to plead for Eurozone member states' national budgets to be approved by the Eurogroup before even being submitted to national parliaments. I'm taking up this bold idea here and asking for the European Council to give it serious consideration. By really coordinating their budgets, Euro states would give themselves unprecedented weight and manoeuvring power. This power would allow them to decisively influence the development of new global regulations.
Leur permettrait de peser de manière déterminante sur l'élaboration de nouvelles régulations mondiales.
Mr. Daul has illustrated the Union's importance in the world with the following example regarding the votes in the International Monetary Fund.
Eurozone countries would have 22.9% of the votes, and all the EU countries together, still united, 32%. Yes, 32%, nearly double the United States. This, presidents, colleagues, is the reality of relations of power in the world.